all of you must have been aware with the till now we have been aware that for NMOS for the pull down network the NMOS is preferred, and for the pull up network the PMOS is preferred. And why it is? Because of the coil swing, that there was a threshold voltage drop if we interchange the elements. So there are two subdivisions in the CMOS logic. One is pull up and one is pull down. And if you see, both are in the duality nature. Duality nature means they will behave like a De Morgan's law. If one it is in the drop product, then other in the other form it will be in the plus form. So that's what it is told here. So any fully complementary CMOS logic, it means completely exactly like a CMOS logic. So what are the steps? First, you take the complement of the given function to get the f dash, because whatever will be the output of that logical gate, that will be in the complement form. So taking the complement of the complement will give me the realization of the function. Then implement the complement what we have taken in step 1 with the NMOS network and connect it to the ground. That will create your pull down network. Similarly, find the dual of this one, which means this is the first step, create a NMOS network, then go for the second step, create a PMOS network, and that will be called your pull up network. And then give the switch input. Switch input means what are your input variables. So this is your CMOS. The simplest logic of CMOS is your CMOS inverter. This is the symbol. And if we go for the transistor implementation, if we divide into parts, this is your pull up network and this is your pull down network. So according to the operation, the truth table of logical gate, that is when it is 0 give 1, when it is 1 give 0. So it is constructed. So what happens when input X is 1? So we know for the NMOS we need a positive gate voltage. So for the logical 1, this NMOS will be on, and whatever will be the stored value at F will get passed to the ground, because it will behave as on. Once it is on, all the charges whatever is stored at the output will into the ground, and it will be discharging to the 0. So one logical, when we one output we achieve at certain amount of, after given some time we achieve 0. And if it is 0, input is 0, this PMOS is on, and once PMOS is on, whatever is there in the supply, that will flow into the output node, and that will get logic 1 there. Okay, so this was a simple one transistor realization that gives me a inverter logic. Now what happens if we want to implement when there are more number of literals, when there are number of inputs is more than one? This means definitely it will be showing either, when we see logical operation, either we do A into B or we do A plus B. So these two forms generally be counter. If number of variables are more, it will be ABC or A plus B plus C or a AB plus BC. So we see a dot product and a plus. So how to realize in your transistor behavior? If we, because the step one is to realize the function using NMOS. So when we connect two NMOS in series, then it realizes A and B. A dot function is realized here. And when we connect the two NMOS in parallel, then a plus operation is realized here. So if I want to realize this particular circuit, so I will say one will be the input and one will be the output. So here, since in the digital we are assuming that the transistors are symmetrical in nature, this means drain and source can be interchanged, but always remember, for your NMOS, drain is always kept at higher potential. So if X is the input, definitely this will be drain part, and Y is the output, means this will be your source part. Though it can be interchanged, but generally we take like this because we know the assumption that current flows from drain to source. So this input is X, output is here Y. So when this X will transfer to Y, when this MOSFET, these two MOSFET series MOSFETs are on, this means X will transfer. So let's say if this node is M, so M will get the value of X when this A is 1, this transistor is on. Then further this M will replicate to Y will be equals to M when your B is equals to 1. This means in order to transfer my input to the output, we need both the MOSFET to be in the on condition. So that's why we say when it is in series, it is realizing a dot A dot B. What is the A dot B means here? It is nothing but your AND gate. When any of the input is 0, output will be 0. When all are 1, then only output is 1. So here also the same principle. When both are 1, then only the output will be getting the input, otherwise not. Now in the same fashion, this OR operation is here. Like either of the A or B, anyone is on, the output, the input will be traveling to the output. It will get a path to the output. Either A on or B on or both are on. In all the cases, it will go. Only the case when the output will not get the value is when A is 0 and B is 0. When both are 0, then only the output will not come, otherwise it will come. So we say a parallel combination is nothing but a realization of OR function. Okay, and at the same time we should know that, like if we suppose, if I want to transfer here, if suppose this is only, if you say like this is your AND function, this is realizing nothing but your A dot B AND operation, then why we are going for CMOS logic? So let's say when x is 1, when x is 1, then what y will get here? Here a VTH drop will be there, here also one VTH will be there. So y will not get exact 1, but it will get some minus of 2 VTH drops will be there. So we get a weak 1, a weak 1. But if 0 is there, then we can get a strong. That's why we have to always remember that NMOS transistor pass a strong 0 but a weak 1, that we have seen earlier. So this type of circuit is actually, the name is given, if such realization is done, this is the pass transistor logic. Okay, this is also okay if suppose the logic levels are not important for us. In the design part, it is said that no problem, like 4 to 5 volt is logic 1. So if we are getting 4 like 5 minus 2 VTH, and VTH is let's say 0.2, so what we'll get here? 5 minus 2 into 0.2, that is nothing but 5 minus 0.4. It is still greater than 4. So this means it can be considered a logic 1. So where logic levels are not much important, then we go for pass transistor logic. So what happens in this? We get a reduced number of transistors. Okay. So so that is the case. This type of realization is also possible. However, the logical level was a problem. So that's why we are moving to the CMOS logic. So now this CMOS logic, when we also call it is a switch network, because we deal with the switching functions. We have to either switch to logic 1 or to logic 0. So we say it also a switching network. So in general, what we'll say, if NMOS is in series, it will be implementing AND gate. If PMOS is in series, it will implement NOR gate. What happens? These two are dual in nature. So this dot will change to plus operation. Then NMOS is using parallel, then it will realize OR logic, and the duality will be, if PMOS is there, then it will be realizing NAND logic. Fine. So what we see here, one is the complement of 3 and 2 is the complement of 4. So we were talking about the CMOS logic. So in the CMOS logic, you know, all know that NMOS was preferred for the pull down and PMOS was preferred for the pull up network. And since there are two types of network, pull up and pull down, they both will be duality in nature. Just think like a De Morgan's law is there. So what is the step? First you take the complement of the given function, then realize using NAND gate, realize using this NMOS logic. First your pull up down network will be realized, then your pull up network will be realized, and that complete realization will give you the complement of the given function. ठीक है, तो सबसे पहले the first one is your inverter logic. So inverter logic we need f equals to x bar. So first step is take the complement. तो f complement क्या हो जाएगा? What will be? It will be x. So once it is x, now pull up network, now pull down network में क्या होगा? A single transistor will be used. The single transistor is there and input is x. And what happens to the pull up network? इसी का complement dual, तो nothing is there, dot भी नहीं है, plus भी नहीं है, so the same single transistor will be there and PMOS will be attached and X will be the input. Now looking at the operation, we know NMOS is on when we have a positive gate voltage PMOS is on when we have a zero or negative voltage. So what happens in this X? When it is zero, the PMOS will get turned on, and when PMOS is on, whatever is there at the source of the PMOS, that will transfer to the output, and whatever the output here, let's say capacitor is there, it will get charged up. Okay. Similarly, when the input is 1, the NMOS will be turned on and PMOS system at that same time it will turned off, and whatever there is on the output, whatever voltage, that will get a path to the ground through this NMOS, and it will get discharged. So this is your charging and discharging is giving your logic 1 and logic 0. So this is your CMOS inverter, the basic block, or you can say the core block of your CMOS logic, the simplest logic. Fine. Now comes the what happens when the number of variables are more. Like we have known number of literals like A, B, C, and those can be in the form of dot also, or those can be in the form of OR gate or operation. Means if you recall your SOP or POS expressions, they can be either in form of A dot B or in the form of A plus B, or it can be more number of literals. So in that cases, the number of transistors will increase because number of variables are increasing. So what happens if two NMOSes are used and that too in the series fashion, then it will realize a dot operation. Dot operation means AND operation. So and when it is in the parallel, it will realize an OR operation. Fine. So like for example, if we take this example, X will be transferred to Y when A and B both are 1. So when both are 1, what happen? Both are NMOS, then both will get turned on. So when both are turned on, then only the input will transfer to the output. So that's why we say Y is nothing but A dot B. When any of the input goes to 0, one of the transistor will goes to the off condition. Once any of the transistor is off, the input cannot travel to the output. So that's why we say it is a logical AND operation. Similarly, if we come here, what happens? The input can travel to the output either through this path, path 1, or through this path. This is path 2. So in either case, we'll get a logic value according to the input, and it can be either through A transistor or through the B transistor. So this means if any one is on, we will get the valid output. So we say Y is nothing but X plus Y. This is logical operation, not arithmetic. Okay. And when both are 0, then no output is 0. So this realizes the truth table of your OR gate. Now the question comes, when it is possible to realize the function using only NMOS, why we will go for CMOS? So if you recall, we have seen for the NMOS, it was a good passer of 0. But when logic 1 was tried to pass, there was a VTH drop. So since there was a VTH drop through one transistor, so if I want to transfer logic 1 from X to Y, what we'll see here, one VTH drop at this place, one VTH drop at this place. So what we'll get here, Y will be equals to whatever X minus 2 VTH drop. This means at the output we will not get a full swing. We will not get exactly what is the input, rather we'll get some degraded input. So that's why this type of logic is not preferred wherever we require a full swing, a full output. A full swing means a complete strong logic, like a strong 1, a strong 0. This will give me weak 1. So that's why we go for the CMOS logic. However, in some of the designs, you will see this type of architecture. And when we do realization of only this type of architectures, we call it as a pass transistor logic. Okay. When a single MOSFET, a single type of MOSFET is used, we say it is a pass transistor logic. When it is not a CMOS logic, it is a pass transistor logic. Fine. So this is also used wherever we want to save the area, wherever we want to save the number of transistor, then we go for this. However, in that case, we have to sacrifice with the logic levels. So now if we consider this transistor as a switches, because we have to realize a digital operation, we have to work like a switch. When switch is on, the power is on. When switch is off, power is off. So digital is also same. If NMOS or PMOS anybody is on, it will give me a logic. If it is off, it should not give a logic. So we can call it as a switch network also. And when it NMOS are in series, we have seen it is a AND gate. The duality will be your NOR logic. If it is in parallel, it will give me OR logic, and the duality will be your NAND logic. And this and this are, one is the complement of 3. Okay, it should be 2, I think. Okay, so whatever, we just that pull up and pull down are duality of each other. Now coming to the first gate, that is your basic universal gate, that is your NAND gate. So what is NAND gate? F equals to AB complement. So how to realize? First you take the complement of the given function. So F complement will be A B double complement. Double complement cancel out complement and will be AB. So we have to realize A dot B. This means there will be two NMOS transistors used in series. So let's say it is A and this is B. So this is your F complement and we have to connect to ground. So this is your pull down network. Now coming to pull up network means what? There will be duality. This means there will be A and B, two transistors A and B will be there, and both will be connected to supply VDD. And since here dot is there, so it will be a OR operation. So OR operation means parallel connection and then connected to the output. So this creates your CMOS logic. So that is mean first the NAND logic. What is the truth table? When 0 0 is there, 1 should be there. Either of the value is 0, then output will be 1. If both are 1, the output should be 0. So first we realize pull down network. Pull down network means taking complement A into B. So this is A into B in the series form. This is your pull down network. And then pull up network will be the complement. The dual will be dot will be changed to plus. So dot is changed to plus here. And then A and B is given as the input. So whenever we read output has from the pull down network, that A dot B. So A dot B, and since we know CMOS gives me a complement form, so you put a complement there. So this is a way to realize the CMOS logic of the function. Okay. So कैसे realize करना है? F equals to, we see pull down network को study करना है. That means we will see that A and B are there in series. So A and B in series, so A dot B, and since it is a CMOS, it is a complementary, output will be there. So A dot B is the answer here. Similarly, in this logic, this is your NOR logic. So NOR logic means what? This is your output F. So what we see here, F equals to A, and parallel connection is there. This means plus is there. So we'll write F equals to A plus B. And since we see it is just fully CMOS, so a complement will come here. So this is your NOR logic. In other way, if you have to realize, then we have given that we have to realize A plus B complement. So take the complement of F, will give here A plus B. Now once the plus comes, this means parallel connection. And once parallel connection is there, duality will be AB in the complement form. So AB in the dot form. This is your supply. Okay. So this is your two input NOR gate. Fine. Suppose there is a three input NAND gate. So three input NAND gate means F equals to A, B, C complement. So what will be there? Take the F complement, that will be A, B, C, and then receive all are in dot products, means we need three NMOS transistors, and that too in series connection. So three NMOS transistors, that too in series connection, A, B, C, and then duality will exist in the PMOS. So that will be, that dot will be plus, this dot will be plus. So A plus B plus C. Fine. And the bubble signs are showing this is a PMOS logic. Okay, and then supply and ground. Now comes the XOR logic. So how the XOR logic to realize? We know as Z equals to B, A XOR B, we have to realize. Fine. So A XOR B means, if we simplify, we'll get A bar B plus A B bar. Further, then okay, directly also we can do. No need to go so much division. Directly if we write here expansion of A XOR B, A B bar plus A B bar. So what we see here, that there is a dot and one or. So first we will simplify the inner logic. Inner logic means first you simplify the inner logic, then we go for the broader part. So first is the A dot B bar. This means a series connection will be there of input A and second input will be B bar. So first you take A. Achha, they have realized this way. Okay, so alternate realization I will show you here. First you will take A, second is B bar. So I have taken here B bar. Fine. Then it is plus. Plus means a parallel connection will be there. It is A dot B bar. So it is, sorry, both I have written same. It is A bar dot B. So it is A bar and this is B and connect to ground. So this is your F complement sign. So what happens now further, the duality will be PMOS and then these two are connected here. So A B bar and further A bar B. So again here it will come A bar B and that too here and it will be VDD. So this is OR gate, XOR gate realization. Alternately also we can realize if we expand in this fashion, then this will be the connection. Fine. So this is your CMOS XOR gate. So so that was your standard gates realization. Now coming to the complex gate realization. Complex gate means it is not realizing any specific function, but some Boolean expression is there. So how to realize? So what is the thing is saying many logical is not dual in nature. Okay, we have to choose the best characteristic. Now here best characteristic means whenever we arrange the number of transistors. For example, in the XOR case, not in the XOR. Let's say, okay, now we'll see here only. Okay, so we see in the always the best connection means if suppose number of transistors are there like this fashion. In this example, for example, in this we'll see here how to choose the best connection. First, to realize that we should not always maintain dual. There can be the architecture which is the best performance based on the arrangement, and we have to maximize connections to the power and ground and for place the critical transistor closest to the output node. So what does this statement means? We have to maximize the number of transistors with to the connection to the power or ground. This means ki if suppose number of transistors are more connected towards the ground or towards the power supply, what will happen? The bulk, the fourth terminal can be made the common connection, because in the digital all the body or the substrate terminal is connected to the common point in order to save the pin area or the chip area. So all this in all these MOSFETs, whatever wherever is the bulk is terminal is there, that all are connected to the power supply. In order to remove the, first of all we have to switch off this, that diodes were there, reverse bias diodes we have to maintain. And similarly for the NMOS, all are connected to the ground. This is the substrate terminal. So when it is closest to the power or closest to the ground, then connections are easy to made. Otherwise we have to place a long metal length. If suppose these three transistors are above to D and D is in the bottom, then what happen, all the four terminal, all the three body terminals have to stretch through the metal and connect to the ground. So long length are there, so we are wasting the areas, we are wasting the metals, we are wasting the whatever connections are there. So in order to give the efficient design, we are following this technique. Then we are placing the critical transistors closest to the output node of ground. Critical transistors means which is according, like if C into A plus B plus C is there. So what is happen? Critical is playing the role C. When C is 0, whatever will be A, B and C, it will not affect the logic. And when C is 1, then only A, B and C will come into the picture. So C is here the critical part. So we have to place this C part near to the output. Okay. So if we follow this technique, then we construct a very efficient gate. Now, for example, we have to construct this Boolean function, that is a plus b plus c into d. So what we see here, a dot is there and a or logic is there. So first we have to solve for the inner logic. So when we solve, so what we get here, a plus b plus c. This means all these three are in the a, b and c. All these three are in the OR gate fashion. Fine. And then comes into D. Into D means series connection. So into D I have written here and connected to the ground. So this is your app complement. And in the top also it will goes like the same fashion. A, B, C. This is your VDD, D. Okay. So now if you see what I have done, I have realized the function. Fine. And so what I have done, all the parallel connection transistors I have put closest to the output, and the single transistor over there that I have placed to the ground. Whereas in the given architecture, alternate fashion is these two are equivalent. We can place all the series transistors, all the parallel transistors at the ground, and the D transistor we have moved to the upper part. So which is more efficient? So this is more efficient. Why? Because we have made the maximum number of transistors closest to the ground. However, there is no possibility for the pull-up network, but in the pull-down network, we can make efficiency high by connecting all to the ground. Now, what can be the efficiency here? The efficiency comes here. If you recall your body effect, what is your body effect? So body effect was nothing but VT variation due to VSB voltage. So VSB is nothing but voltage is VS minus VB voltage. So if it is an NMOS transistor, this VB is connected to the ground. So this means VSB for the NMOS case, it will be equals to VS voltage. So if Vs is not 0, then there will be some threshold voltage modulation. If it is positive, definitely the threshold voltage will increase. So what happens in the design which I have drawn, there is source is at some potential, let's say X, and this bulk is grounded. So what happens, there will be modulation in the threshold voltage of transistor A, transistor B, and transistor C, whereas D, the source and the body both are at the same potential, so no problem. So we have to face three threshold voltage modulation, and this threshold voltage modulation may affect your charging and discharging time. This may affect the switching is also. But in this case, which is drawn in given in the figure here, this cell diagram, let's say this is first and this is second. In the second, body of all the A, B, and C transistor is connected to the ground. At the same time, the source of A, B, and C is also connected to the ground. This means in this figure 2, there will be less chance of threshold voltage variation, or there will be less effect on the switching characteristic compared to the design which I have drawn. Okay, so that is the also advantage of placing all the transistors closest to the ground or closest to the supply. Similarly, the case will be with the PMOS. So is this clear now till here? Fine. Now coming to the realization of complex CMOS gate. So this is again the same realization here. So we have to realize first the inner is D plus A, already it is in the complement form. So if you take the complement, this will double complement will go up. We will be D plus A into BC. So first BC is there. So we will place here BC in the dot form, and then sorry, oh sorry, B plus C is there. Let me erase. So if we take the output complement, double complement will come. It will be D plus A into B plus C. So first B plus C. So B plus C OR operation is here. Then dot is there. So AND operation is there. So this is your dot operation. Here plus operation. And then again operation means again OR operation is here. So again here OR operation will come, and this will give me the pull down network, and the duality will be this D is in parallel to all this architecture, so D will come in series with all the architecture, and this A was in series to BC, so A will come in parallel to BC. B and C was in C parallel, so B and C will come in series. Okay, and now coming to the efficient design part. So as we see here, B and C and D maximum number of transistors are connected to the ground compared to the upper part. Upper is only one. So again, this is a efficient design. Okay. However, the alternate form is also true if we talk about only simply the realization part. So if we talk about realization, then this is also correct. F complement, that it will be T. This will be your B. This will be your C. This will be your A. This is ground. So this is also correct as a logical verification. But if we go for the analysis point of view, then this will give me more high performance compared to this one. Okay. So now there are two types of logic we call AND or invert, or and invert, or and invert, AOI and OAI logics. So this is basically the, you must have seen in digital, AND or invert means first AND operation, then OR operation, and finally invert operation, which is happening here in the CMOS logic. Like this is the given function. So what type of function it is representing? A standard function it is. That is, first is AND operation. This is first operation. Second operation is your OR operation, and third operation is your invert operation. So this is AND or invert logic. And then the realization part. Realization part is nothing but A dot B. So this is your A dot B plus C and D. So this is your C and D. So A plus B into C and D. Complement is the output, and the duality is in the PMOS network. Similarly, there is OR and invert, the dual of earlier slide. That is, first is your OR operation, second is your dot operation, AND operation, third is your invert operation. So we can decompose any logic in these two forms, basically AND or invert, or OR and invert. Then the realization is, first is A plus B, so A plus B into C. So which is critical transistor here? This is C part. So C is critical, so I have placed near to the ground, and maximum number of transistors are placed near to the, the critical transistor is placed near to the output, and maximum number of transistors are placed near to the ground. Okay. However, the counterpart of this one also is true. The another form, that is, I can draw like this also. This is your A, this is your B, and this is your C. So this is also true. However, there will be threshold voltage effects seen here, pull down network, and the duality of this one will be in the pull up network. Okay. So these two forms are there, AND or invert, or invert or. Now again, this is the OAI logic again. Okay, this slide is repeated. The same logic, OR and OR operation and operation invert. So OR and invert logic it is. Now the compound or complex gates. Compound or complex gate means when the logical function is not in the standard form, like AND or inverter, XOR, then we call, other than this logic, we call as a complex gate or compound gates. Okay. So which type of implemented function is this one? If I have to realize, how we will realize here, we'll start with the pull down network. So Z will be equals to, first we'll start reading from the bottom, that is C and T are in parallel. So C plus D, then it is dot with A, dot with B, and again it is dot with A. So dot with A, and since it is a CMOS logic, the complement output will be there. So this is my function. Okay. A, B, into C plus D complement. Either for if you go realization of this, again you will get to the same architecture. And then duality of this one, C and D are in parallel, so C and D will come in series. A and B are in series, so A and B come in parallel, and this A and B and C and D are in series, so A and B and C and D will come in parallel. Okay, this is second compound gate. What is the function realized here? So at this point, what will happen? This will give me AB, this will give me CB, and this will give me AB. So what is F complement here? Notation is F complement. F complement is AB plus BC plus AC. This is AC, and it is whole complement. So if you need to have AB plus BC plus CA, what will happen? Again, I need to do the complement of this function. So double complement means F double complement will give me AB plus BC plus CA double complement. So F will be equals to AB plus BC plus CA. So we got the function AB plus BC in the uncomplemented form. So what is there that if we need the output in uncomplemented form, we have to attach an inverter at the output of the logic realization. Okay. So what is there? Fine. Okay. So we'll stop here now. So this was your CMOS logics. Now, one important observation in all the CMOS logic, if you see, if you take any example randomly, let's say this example, if you take, so this D and this D set, let's say this B and this B, another set. So every transistor has its dual in the dual, or you can say in the complement form in the pull down network. Let's say pull down and pull up network. Let's say if we are taking this example, so this A and A bar is there, B and B bar is B and B is there, C and C is there. So each is having a pair of PMOS and NMOS. Any variable, any A or B or C has a pair of PMOS as well as NMOS. Okay. Here also if you see, C has C variable is facing PMOS and NMOS. So in CMOS logic, every variable has the two transistors associated PMOS and NMOS. And the connection, if you see, all are in such a fashion that they are nothing but an inverter. So I can say that CMOS logic, if we decompose to the minimum form, it will give me a inverter realization. Okay, whenever a single variable will be there, it will be an inverter realization. So we can say inverter is the basic building block of CMOS logic. Okay, so that's why your unit 2 is more focused on inverters. So the remaining slide is there some switch logics transmission. Okay, we'll stop here.